Hey, how's it going everyone? Lotfi here, and today you're about to watch one of my clips it's basically a coaching call that I did with one of my clients, and what we normally do is we'll go through his ad account on a weekly basis and diagnose everything. So in this particular situation, obviously he had to take things to the next level. So you're gonna see me pretty much look at it and kind of give him advice on what to do to get to the next level. Now the thing is, everyone's business and stuff is different. So the way you do the ads and the way you scale it and all that stuff is always different. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this. So now this is Facebook ads for consulting. Hopefully it should be in the title. So like for e-commerce and stuff like that, it's obviously different. But if you are in consulting, if you are running like an agency, you're doing SMMA, you do any kind of client work and you're doing ads, this video is definitely going to help you to show you kind of how to scale it kind of the right way. But yeah, if you like this kind of video, let me know. I do plan to do more of these to give more kind of ideas on what to do each stage. So obviously in the beginning you're running ads, and then you have like retargeting, and you have those kind of different stages of running ads. So I plan to kind of put different like videos together so that you can kind of see how different stages work. But yeah, for now, check this out. If you like this kind of video, just leave a comment, just say Facebook ads, that you like Facebook ads videos. Otherwise, or if you want to see for different niche, because I do have clients in different niches that I do coaching calls with, so I can kind of post those if there is some kind of interest in that. But yeah, so enjoy this video, and I'll see you at the end.
It's definitely working. So I need to update my my tracking sheet. Just this past week, when you're away on a trip, I pretty much try not to do anything because I was just trying to enjoy myself. But um, it's definitely um, it's definitely working, and I'm stoked that this is getting strategy sessions, or at least it looks like this new custom audience right here, and I think it's males only.
Yep,
I'm pretty sure.
yep. Over 35
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, over 35, right? Okay. Um, so yeah, I mean, what do we do from here? Just let it keep running and just see what happens, I guess. Because
Um,
it should just keep running, right? Because uh, we have such a large audience. That's the beauty of this. It shouldn't burn out in 2 weeks like all my other ones have been.
yeah, yeah. So what I would do with this is bit of breaking the rules. What I do, I've done with a lot of, because I worked in so many ad accounts, I have like tons. But what I'll do with this one is I would actually just duplicate this one. Since the whole campaign has in KPI, no, that's $60 strategy session. I wouldn't even turn off anything.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
would,
No, that's totally
yeah,
KPI. I can spend. Honestly, I can spend. I don't want to, but I could spend $500 per strategy session. I really could.
yeah. So I would duplicate this entire campaign. This called traffic conversion CBO. I would just duplicate it as is and
the,
just,
the the whole campaign duplicate it.
yeah, yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. I've never. So duplicate it and
And that's it. And just publish it and leave it as is.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought you. Oh, is it because it's a CBO that you duplicate the whole campaign instead of just an ad set?
No, so this is a complete opposite of what I'd normally do. Like literally, like normally, what I would do is like obviously I would start duplicating ad sets and making
Yeah,
changes.
yeah.
But because your thing is so like fickle, kind of, I really don't want to mess with it. Um, and like this would be the best and safest way to do it. Like normally we would duplicate and like make changes and all that stuff, and then go from there. But for now, it would just be this. So it would just be duplicating this one, and then once we see, so let's say in a few days' time, or let's say end of this week, we see the original one, kind of, we'll see the cost go up, or we see more strategies coming. Let's say it hits 5 strategy sessions, and they're all coming from this one ad set.
Then we duplicate that ad set.
Right,
Got it.
right. Then we would
So-
duplicate that and possibly turn off one other one.
So we don't really have enough data yet, to start
Yeah,
causing
exactly.
ad sets,
And
right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
here's the reason for that. Since we're cool with paying at like $70 for a strategy session, you'll notice. Let me share my screen. Oh, actually, wait, you still have yours on.
Oh, I'll stop.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, all good. I'll just show you basically why it doesn't have enough data. So normally we want to wait, like because we're okay with paying $70. You'll notice the only one that has strategy sessions is the one that reached $70 individually. This is the one that
Yeah.
70, and these two. This one's only $2, so like there's no point even turning it off. 20 is too low. Like it hasn't reached 70, so there's no decision to be made there. 15 and 17, so these are both too low.
Yeah.
So that's
Just like Google. It's just like Google Ads with keywords, and cost per conversion. It's literally the same thing.
yeah, literally. So now, because this is too low, we can't really want to do anything now with this now.
Okay.
I would just duplicate this whole thing as is, so this thing stays intact.
So what's the idea with duplicating it? Is it like what Sam says, where they call it? It's a tranche, or what does he call those? Like a tranche of.
Well, it's basically now we can basically spend an extra $50 a day without messing with the original before we have enough data.
Oh, I see. So we can just instead of screwing with the original one, we can. So that's the idea, just not screwing with the original.
Yeah, but normally we would do that though, right? Normally we would screw with the original. Like with every other client, we always like screw with the original. But because your audience is small and all that stuff, and this is working, then we just want to keep it.
Here's what I don't understand. So the CBO, if you duplicate an ad set within a camp, if you did, let's say, duplicate an ad set, would you duplicate and put it in another campaign then?
No, so
Or would you?
So do
within
I have?
the same campaign?
By the way, do you want to do this now? I don't know if I'm.
Yeah. I'll do it. Yeah, let's do it
Okay,
now.
you can see my screen, right? So I'll just
Yeah.
I'll just show you how I do it. So literally, all you gotta do is very simple. You just come in and just duplicate as is, and we would call this one version 2. That's literally it. There's nothing else to it.
Oh wow, that's pretty easy.
And that's it. Trust me, I've done this for an e-com because in e-commerce I've run extremely high budgets, and it's the same strategy. And I would do this, and it always crushes. It's because sometimes you would have different products and they kind of fluctuate, and like, so this would be the safest way to do, and it would keep performing. So now just gonna go into review, but because the audience is so big, it's totally fine to do this. And
yeah, okay.
And they're obviously going to compete with each other a little bit, not too much.
Yeah.
Audiences are huge, but like I said, once these start reaching like at least $70 each, or at least $50 each, then we can start
getting a strategy session. Then you pause them, or
then you can just turn them off and then duplicate this best one here, for example.
Okay. Got it. And does it matter how many we keep within, how many ad sets are in that campaign? Since it's a CBO 50, I noticed we have 5 ad sets. Does that even really matter?
Yeah, so I wouldn't do more than 5 since it's only $50.
50. Okay,
Yeah,
got
so
it.
if you turn one off, we would add another one in. But you can see that's why it's putting everything into this one, is because the budget is low. So it's like
Exactly. These other ones might have gotten one as well if they had hit higher spends, right?
possibly like we're just forcing it to work. But at the end of the day, like there could be because it's a new campaign as well. It does target our like retargeting audience a bit because we haven't excluded them.
Oh, we haven't. Oh yeah.
But But the
Forgot
thing
about
is,
that.
no, but you don't have to exclude them. Like we don't have to exclude them because obviously, as you can see, because we're bringing in so much traffic and you've already hit them for, you've been going at the same audiences for so long, like months.
Yeah.
It's still like getting new people.
Okay. So I guess that's the only thing I don't understand why we wouldn't exclude, because couldn't of these strategy sessions just have come through our retargeting?
I don't know. No, it's not always like obviously there's obviously like
A
possibility,
possibility. Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like it's not essential to exclude because yeah.
All right, so now you watched the video, you can see what happened. So you saw that the main campaign he had 5 ad sets in there, $50 a day, and then I pretty much had him duplicate it. Now you can see, because he's going after client-based businesses, local client-based businesses, and the targeting is way different. It's a lot harder to attract them as well. And it was working in that particular campaign. I made him just duplicate the whole thing instead of making changes, because the thing is, if you make changes, because his audience is so small as well, and it's like I said, if you make the wrong change, it can mess up everything. So what I actually got him to do is not make any changes since the whole thing is working, and just duplicate the whole thing itself, and have them run alongside each other. So, and I did say normally I don't do this, because normally if you have a larger target audience, you can just start just doubling the budget. You can double the budget, you can duplicate and double the budget, you can start duplicating the ad sets, because there's not that much to lose, so you can just go a bit crazier. But if you're targeting like a very specific kind of business and a very specific kind of audience, and you have something that's working just in that kind of area, the best thing to do is not touch it, especially if it's working, because that's going to ruin everything. I've seen it happen a lot of times. So that's why I told him, look, you just got to duplicate the whole thing, don't touch it, and that's it. Don't do anything to it, and just have, so you're pretty much creating 2 instances of the same thing instead of messing around with that first instance. So if you have something like that going, this could be a strategy, but like I said, normally I don't do this, because with most of my clients, like, they have a larger target audience. So like, for example, on e-commerce, you wouldn't do this. I mean, you could, but you'd be a lot more aggressive. You wouldn't just keep it at $50, or you would just do a lot more stuff. You can just start scaling things very quickly, because you have a larger target audience. You have so many more people you can target, so there's not that much to lose. Whereas if you're going after like business to business, it's very hard to get those campaigns working consistently, and when they do, you kind of don't want to touch them. But yeah, so that was that. So I think in the next one, I'm probably going to do something related to retargeting, or I don't know what, something like that. But if you do have any kind of requests for this, definitely leave a comment, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.